Hey everyone, how you doing? Corey Coleman here. I hate to keep switching things up on you. And look at that. Right when I start, the fan comes on, or the air conditioner. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna close my door and see if it's as loud as I think it is. This is a good test. This is a good test to see, because it gets so hot in here sometimes, and I would love to keep that air conditioner on. I've been cutting it off because I'm afraid the sound gets too loud, but summer's not here yet. So we have to do something. So, excuse me. I know we just started this on professional, but hold on. I'll be right back. Just gonna shut the door. All right. And swoop, I'm back. So, somebody said, cut it off. Then you missed the point. If I cut it off, it gets too hot. That's why I want to keep it on. This is Texas, boy. But how does that sound? Is that a little better? Somebody tell me. Look, I paid a lot of money for the air conditioner too. So last summer, I think it was last August, it was during the weekend that we had our anniversary party. That weekend, that Friday, the air conditioner just stopped and I had to get a new one. And air conditioners ain't cheap. I had to get that air conditioner, I believe it was $11,000, man, for some cool air. And believe me, you have to have it here in Texas. So, let me see here. Somebody said didn't do nothing. Somebody said it's noticeable. Somebody said I can ignore it. Yeah, you can still hear it, right? All right. You know what? Somebody says it's white noise. It's not that bad. Somebody said, damn, $11,000. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. Somebody says no big deal. The AC's not that bad. All right. You know what? You sound wonderful, sir. Somebody said, who was that? Satyas. Satyas, I'm going to take your word for it, and I'm just going to leave the air conditioner on for right now. I have a feeling that when I start talking and once we get things going, you're not going to even notice it's there. But if some point in the middle of the show it starts to bother you, please let me know. But for right now, I think we'll be good. Somebody said, yeah, if you hadn't said anything, we wouldn't notice. Perfect. I'm keeping it on. All right. Everyone, hold on. Let me go ahead and do a little something here. First of all, well, before I do that, when I said I keep switching things up on you, it's because, man, I keep going in and changing the What Up, Son. You know, we didn't do one last week, and then I said we'd do a makeup show on Thursday. It sounded like Oz was busy. We didn't really talk about it, but we didn't do it, the makeup show that we had promised. And then today, Oz is sick. He has a cold. Or he's got that Hunter virus or whatever it is going around. I don't know. But yeah, Oz is not feeling very well. And so he told me today, he said, nah, son, I can't do it, man. I can't talk. So he even called me and told me. So I hope he feels better. But you know me, don't like to leave you without a show. Thought it'd be the perfect time to come in and do a Q&A show. Also, he did promise this time. He said, listen, we will do a makeup show on Thursday. So we're going to try to do that. And I think we will. I mean, we owe you one. I told him that y'all were mad at me last week for not doing a makeup show, so we have to do one. He's getting me in trouble with y'all. You know, if it wasn't for him, you know, y'all wouldn't be mad at me. You know, you see me all the time. You want to see Oz. So let me go ahead and bring up this, though. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me go ahead and bring up the chat over here. Hold on, y'all. Every time I do a little something different, I forget you guys. That's disrespectful. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take care of that now. You guys will be here. Just give me a little time. Pop that out. Slide it over here. Lock it in. And you got yourself a chat fam starting the OG chat and no side bitches over there. How you doing? Oh, Martin lost to the chair. Oh, no. Koki, you're amazing. That's from my Mortal Kombat review. Mortal Kombat 2. Martin went to go watch that movie in, what is it, DMX or whatever. It's the one where they rain on you and the chair beats the shit out of you. Anyway, apparently going to watch Mortal Kombat is the worst experience. I don't know why he did that. So he went and watched it in that XLY, DMX, whatever, and he said that chair beat his ass. He lost, by the way. Chair pulled a fatality on him. We go by Koki's picture right here. Let me see. Over in the side bitch chat, we got Luigi, G. Colby, One-Eyed Johnny, Griffin X, 4DX. That's what it is. I have, oh, you know what? I have done 4DX once in Thailand for a weird movie. Oh, what was that movie where Robert Pattinson was a bunch of clones? I went to go see it in that, and I really wonder what's the appeal of watching it in 4DX. I got, the chair threw me across the theater, just rocked the shit out of me, and then I got rained on, it misted on me, it dried me off, and then it repeated all that all over again. I was like, you know what, if I want to go through that experience, I'll just drive myself to the car wash with the windows open. It was kind of like that. But, let me see here. Who else we got over here? Oh, let me see. We got laughter with knives, as long as you don't run with them. Laugh all you want to. Leroy Odd, Orion's Angel is here. Ruffy Die. Uri Charisma. Rob Xavier, Jeff, and FO, and can't forget, y'all know who. Pixie's here. She's fussing at me. She says, you trying to do a show without me? So here's Pixie. That means that the show can actually begin. So, and it stopped. So I'll tell you what, the air conditioner that is. Well, that wasn't too long, so maybe we'll be all right. So, as I said, in place of doing What Up Son tonight, because Oz can't be here because he's sick. He has a pretty rough cold, apparently. Or I said maybe a virus. But he said that we do the makeup show on Thursday, so tonight is one to do a Q&A show with you, so you'd have something. And y'all know how this works. This is really for the YouTubers out there, because we don't get to stream very often live on YouTube. I mean, we put tons of video on our YouTube channel, but as far as streaming live, we never really get to do it. So I'm gonna come in and do this now, bring you guys up. And the way it works, if you haven't done this before, kind of accidentally worked this way. We just decided to put on the YouTube stream on one of our shows one day, and we noticed people were asking a lot of questions. That's cool. But then people started actually giving donations, or what they call the super chats, and start doing paying to have their questions answered. So I mean, people pay. We have to put priority on them. So that's how this system works right now, and I appreciate everyone coming in and being so supportive and being so generous. And let me go over here and see. And yes, we do have, let me see here. We do have the YouTubers in here. And we already got a couple of questions. And you know what? The cool thing now is that I can actually show the chat. There was a rule before that when you're streaming on Twitch, Twitch is kind of needy, Twitch is like, we don't want you looking at anybody else but this chat. Twitch is kind of jealous, but they realized they were being petty. And I think they eased up on that rule, so I can come in and show the chat. Well, first of all, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say hi to everyone. We have Beavis 262, I think. Sonny Chavez, Trev Movies. What is this? Robodick Duck. Let me see. Woo Weavers. I think that's how you say his name. Got a bunch of people in here. What is this? Low Skilo. I like that name. Like that. I wish you were a little bit taller. Wish you were a baller. Wish you had a girl that looked good. You would call her. Unless I took it from you. Let me see here. Das Kinder. All right, everybody. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and get into it. I got to go get my medicine tonight. I got to go see my pharmacist. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Got to go to my cocktail place. So I can't be here all night, even though I always say that and I'm here longer than I expect. But let's go ahead and get into some questions. I always love talking to you guys. And remember, can't guarantee that I'll answer it, but this is the perfect time to get personal with me. So let's see what we got here. We got Trev Movies, $5. Brad Jones mentioned in the video that you guys talked about Animal Farm 2026. Did you see it? Because I think it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Well, when you put it that way, yeah, I want to see it now. I did not see it. Funny thing about Animal Farm is that it's getting such bad reviews, and people, it's not even, I think we're getting into just barely half the year now. Let me see. Yeah, I don't even think we've reached half the year yet. But if we have, we're right there. And I think I've already seen some of the worst movies of the year. I mean, it's going to be hard to top a couple of these movies that I've seen. But Animal Farm, that sounds like one I need to go check out because it definitely sounds like I need to add that to my list. I'm making more of an effort this year to go see a bunch of good movies and to go see some of the worst theatrically. And Animal Farm, let me see here. Yeah, Animal Farm is on the list of a lot of people's worst of, and that means I gotta go. Now I'm obligated to go. Thing is, I read Animal Farm. It's a George Orwell book. The guy that wrote 1984. And the book is dark. It's a commentary on politics. It's really not meant for, it can be read by kids, but it's not meant just for kids. It's an allegory about corruption, political corruption. And these people made this movie where these animals are farting and running around with, I think one pig got a damn tramp stamp. And yeah, they listen, I don't mind people changing something. I don't mind if you even water it down for kids. But when you just make it dumb, that's just insulting. And I read this book when I was a kid because I'd seen this movie from the 50s, which is actually, they already have an animated version out. They have this version from the 50s, which I saw. It was actually pretty good. I'll tell you, it's probably better than this bullshit they got out right now. And then I read the book because of that. And I was very young, man. And then I had to read the book again for high school. So I know this book very well. So if anybody should go in and talk about this shit, it should be me. But yeah, I tell you what, I'm almost thinking about watching it this weekend and doing a review on it. And I'm just going to do a video about the year's worst so far. Because I've seen some, we talked about it. One I talked about on one show where that show got derailed, y'all, that infamous show right there. So I didn't get to go in as hard as I wanted to on one of the movies that we talked about. But yes, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and watch this weekend. And then probably just do a feature about the worst of 2026 so far. Yeah, everybody's been, and when people describe something to me as the worst, I almost want to see that more than a good movie sometimes. I mean, it's almost something therapeutic about just going off on a movie. Something that really just, and I feel bad about it. I'm conflicted because, I mean, people still work hard making movies and projects like that. I mean, even making a short film is an endeavor, man. And even with bad movies, some people have their heart behind it. But I'm not going to lie. There's something just therapeutic about going off on a bad film. I'm not going to say I'll feel 100% proud and good of it, but it is some kind of release. You just walk away feeling, like a part of your soul is cleansed. I don't know what it is. And I'm sorry about that because that's really kind of a shitty thing to feel. But anyway, let's go to our next question here. Let me see. This is from Robert Duck. Let me see. I think your name is cutting off right there. But it says, or that person says, showed your enthusiasm to our director for Bagman Rising. Hopefully we can work out a review or even bad movie roast. Bagman Rising 2026 trailer if you want to watch. Oh yeah, so somebody was telling me about the movie they worked on, Bagman. And actually it looks pretty good to me. Let me see here. Of course I can't show the trailer because YouTube doesn't like that. But let me see here. Bagman, right? This looks fun. It actually looks like a video game, but man, I don't know. A dude running around with a paper bag on his head with a gun, fighting for justice, that's the hero we need. That's probably the most unique and the most cheapest superhero I've ever seen. Your costume is actually not even a reusable grocery bag, a brown paper bag on your head. There's something appealing about that to me, man. And I would love to talk about that. Like, was that born out of budget constraints? Like you just didn't have any money to make a costume, so you just took a paper bag and put over the dude's head and said, "Hey, you're an action star, you're a superhero." If so, I think that's creative. I support that. So yeah, I'm behind this. I want to see this. If I can get this person I talked to, if you could tell me how to watch this movie, I'll do a review on it or a feature or something. I'll talk about it. It sounds fun. Let me see here. This is from, let's see, Doug over in Thailand. My man in Thailand. How you doing? That's the dude I stay with when I go over in Thailand. He's so gracious to let me stay in one of his condos. We have a good time. He shows me all around Thailand. He deals with my craziness, takes me all the temples. He makes me pray with him. He knows I'm not religious, but yeah, hey, look, listen, all this, it comes with a cost at some point. Yeah, I mean, he lets me do whatever I want to do. All he asks me to do is just, because we get down on our knees. We go to a temple, I got to take my shoes off, and we get in front of this big statue that looks like it's in Street Fighter, and we pray. I think he's trying to convert me. Buddhism is not bad. I mean, if I have to switch to something, Buddhism would probably be the one. But, small price to pay. He doesn't ask for much. He's letting me do a lot of things for free over there. So asking me to pray to Buddha, that's not a big deal. Let me see here. He says, so Wazdi Corey, let's say your dad, what is it? Boy, this sounds depressing. Let's say you're dead. Oh, I'm dead. I thought you said my dad. I thought you were saying, let's say your dad is in hell, which he probably is. But it says here, let's say you're dead and in hell. Which movie on race relations would be played on loop? Driving Miss Daisy, Crash, or The Blind Side? To be honest with you, man, out of all those movies, Crash is the one that I hate the most. I don't even know if I want to ever do a roast on that. Crash is the movie that I hate the most because it really did. Look at this. I put in Crash and I'm getting damn Crash Bandicoot. No, let me see. A Crash movie. Even though a Crash Bandicoot movie about race relations would actually be pretty cool. This movie was so self-righteous and had all these people fooled thinking because, it was about race. Everybody got fooled into thinking that it actually was making a good message. And it was not. It was the most heavy-handed, false, and just almost condescending message on race relations. And on top of that, I really hate the storyline. I'm going to spoil this for some people. But what's your man's name here? Dylan. What's my man's name? Dylan. He's a great actor. I like the guy. But Matt Dillon. Yeah, Matt Dillon, man. I really despise that storyline where he pretty much sexually assaults someone. And then they try to make him a hero. And then on top of that, try to make some statement about race. Fuck you, man. So you have a rapist who's supposed to come in and he's supposed to be our character, our gateway into understanding race relations. Man, y'all can kiss my ass on that. That movie's stupid, okay? And it had everyone fooled because it was such a big message and took on, and also had a big cast and also some critical darlings behind it. And all these people fooled that it was great. No, fuck that film, man. No, Crash is awful. If you really want to torment me, play that movie on a loop. The Blind Side, I could laugh at. What was the other one you were talking about? Driving Miss Daisy. I don't like Driving Miss Daisy. I think that's another condescending ass movie, but it's sweet. I can get over that. But this movie, hey, feel sorry for the rapist because he saved a black woman from a burning car. Get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, he's a hero now. And look, he raped a black woman, but he saved her. Look at the black and white can get along. Forget that he fucking groped this woman in her panties. Fuck that's not, man. Fuck this. No, that movie is hell, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see what else we got. Did you see the He-Man popcorn buckets? There's a Power Sword drink cup. a Castle Grayskull popcorn, candy, and soda container, and Skeletor's throne. I have not seen the Skeletor's throne. So, okay, so let's go through this. Of course, y'all know I'm looking forward to the He-Man movie very much. Let me see here. He-Man, Soda Sword. Okay, so y'all know I love He-Man. Y'all know that I'm looking forward to the movie very much, but y'all know I also think this whole trend with popcorn buckets is just kind of dumb sometimes. And now they're doing it with drinks. And as much as I'm looking forward to this He-Man movie, I don't understand this shit with this sword, okay? I don't, like, I think they showed it. Let me see here. Oh, look at this. This is a friend of ours. Andre, the black nerd. So apparently he went and got one. And I'm still having a hard time figuring this out. Like, where am I drinking? Is the whole soda, I mean, the whole sword a soda? Is all that liquid? You know, I think I saw something where it was barely any liquid in it. I don't know. It comes with a straw. I don't understand how this functions. It confuses me. And honestly, it just looks like it's just inconvenient to drink from. Like, it looks like when you lift it up, you're just gonna be knocking people's heads, you know, and thank God it's not a real sword. It looks like you'd be chopping people's head off. But it looks like you're just gonna be inconveniencing people with that. It's gonna be knocking chairs and hitting the back of people's seats. And again, I don't get it. I don't get that. Sucking from a straw for this. Yeah, okay. It's just some things I think you look stupid doing. And as much as I love He-Man, I don't love it that much to be drinking from a sword. Because I think I'm picturing myself doing that right now, and I look dumber than I already do. I don't need anything else to make me look dumb. I don't understand that. So yeah, I love He-Man, but I'm sensible with this shit. That just looks stupid to me. Now that popcorn bucket, hey, that Castle Grayskull. Now that looks manageable. That, as much as I don't like these popcorn buckets, that right there looks like something I could do. It fits on your lap. It's not bothering anybody. You know, you're not lifting up and knocking people in the back of the head. It's self-contained. It respects personal space, and it just looks cool. I can get with that. That one I can get with. Let me see here. The throne? I don't know what that's about. Let me see what that is. I have not even heard of that until today. Let's see. Skeletor's throne. Okay, is that a Snake Mountain? Oh my God. Is that real? I tell you what, if that is real, and you can actually, okay, that still looks a little inconvenient. It looks a little cumbersome, a little big, but that looks badass. If you're telling me we got a Snake Mountain bucket where you like Skeletor is sitting on top of a throne, okay, this is getting stupid. This is getting ridiculous. This popcorn bucket thing, it's getting out of hand. But that's badass. I like that. I want one. I'm not gonna even lie to you. If that's what I think it is, I want one. I'm gonna even get that sword. Who am I fooling? who am I lying to, man? You know, I'm gonna get all this shit. I'm gonna tell you though, I am gonna wait to see what the movie's like. If the movie's good, then I'm buying that stuff. If the movie's not that good, and let's be honest, it might not be, I'm gonna be looking like an idiot buying all this junk. I mean, this room is full of stuff already. I have a if you haven't seen, I already got this damn Galactus head over here. And it's cool, but honestly, it's just taking up space. But hey, you know what? It's He-Man. If it's good, I can always make more space. Somehow, one way or another. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the movie is. Let's see here. Oh, we got The Freelancer, $5. Longtime fan since Spill. Since you're a gamer, have you seen the Stranger Than Heaven trailer? Some are calling it the best video game trailer ever made. I have not. What is it? What's it called? Damn, I wish I could play trailers here, man. They won't let me do it. Stranger Than Heaven. You know what? let's try it. For some things, maybe YouTube will actually. They might in the case of a video game, they might let you get away with it. Oh, I saw a picture for this in my news feed, but I didn't know this was a video game. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if we can get away with this. Let's see if we can do this. They're calling it one of the best video game trailers ever. Maybe YouTube will. Oh shit. Let me go ahead and put myself on silent. Hate the sound of my voice, by the way. I know people don't believe that, but I do. And let's see if we can watch this trailer. We only can probably watch a little bit. It's like 4 minutes long. Let's see. I'm gonna try it. Let's just see what we can get. Now, if they start playing music, then yeah, we definitely have to cut it off. Like, licensed music. Like, some famous pop song or something. But let's see. Stranger Than Heaven. Oh.
それが俺たちの国だ。登場会。ほいじゃあいよいよ。
Okay, never mind. I know I have to read this shit. I'm not saying that it's not a good trailer, but being as a foreign language, people listening to this, they can't see the subtitles. So I'm gonna watch this later and see how it goes. I'm gonna take your word for it now. But why? Let me ask you something. Why are people saying that it's so good? Does anybody know? What's the deal with this being one of the best video game trailers ever? Oh, there's an English one? Okay. Let's go and see. All right. Let me see. English trailer. I'll put that in. English trailer. We probably won't be able to watch it all, by the way. We'll try one more. Let's see. Let me see what this is. Nah, listen. I'll watch it later, but I have not seen it, but I will. You got me very curious right now. I don't even know what this game is about. I've been hearing about a lot of cool games. There's a game called Mixtape that's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be all about nostalgia. Like it's a game that's supposed to make you think about, what it's like to be a kid, and supposed to be just a big feel good and a nostalgic experience. Let me see, mixtape game. And I know I can't play that. They're talking about making a mixtape. Let me see here. This is a game I'm very curious about, though. Let me see. This one, I've been hearing enough about this to where I went from, nah, that's not for me, to, all right, you know what? I'm really curious about this now. So if they have this on PC, I might be into it. I might want to play it. Anybody ever played it? Somebody said I beat Mixtape. Oh, they said they got emotional. That was Ryan's Andrew. You're one of the people who told me about it. Let me see here. Let's see. It's $14.99. Oh, that's cheap. I'll check it out. Let me see here. We got Tiberius Monk. Tiberius Monk ass. How you doing? I'm glad that you don't mind being called that. It just rolls off the tongue. I'm not being racist and calling you a monkey. What do you have to say here? I gave $5 to say, hey, Corey, just here to say thanks for all you do and the DT crew do. Hoping for a birthday shout out, please. My birthday is tomorrow. Stay toasty. Well, we have a show tomorrow, so you would definitely be getting a birthday shout out from us. Just give me a reminder. If out of anybody, I would love to actually come in and give you a happy birthday. Tiberius Monk has been watching us for years. One of the most supportive guys, and I'm not even talking about with money or anything like that. He's just so nice, man. Nothing but kind, supportive words from this guy. I wish I could hire this guy to just follow me around all day and just give me just praise and emotional support. I would never be depressed around this guy. Let's see here. This is from $5 from LOL Lennon. Hey Corey, did you watch Exit 8? A video game adaptation. I enjoyed the movie. Enjoyed the movie of horror and creepy way. That's why he wrote that. I actually, all right, I'm just gonna let you know right now. I have a copy of Exit 8. Exit 8 is I forgot what kind of horror they call it, but it's a movie based on a game where you just kind of you repeat the same thing over and over again. You're trying to find these anomalies that that look strange, and that'll give you clues on how to escape this, I guess, this kind of non-ending infinite loop of hell that you're going through. This guy goes into a subway to catch a train, of course, and then he never makes it to the train. He just keeps going down the hallway and passing, like, you know, creepy dudes like this. And you just have to kind of find little differences and little clues to let you know what's going on, give you a hint of what's going on, and hopefully it'll get you out this loop that you're going through. Great concept, and I love that. Dat Chicken Wing actually gave me this game before, and I didn't get a chance to play it yet because I wanted to play it on stream and then I had a chance to. But he gave me this before the movie came out, so I recognized it immediately. But man, I'm glad they're making, I'm telling you, I have a thing though for these kind of concepts. This thing of just being trapped in what looks like a normal area, because that's nightmarish to me, man. You know, like you think that you're in something that looks normal, and then you start to find out that it's not, and they just make the normal look very creepy. Like there's this game right here that they made into a movie, and I guess this kind of horror and video games are so popular that they're being made into several movies now, or at least two so far, because you got that other movie, The Backrooms. And I love these concepts, man, where you just take normal looking areas and you just turn them into something just really horrifying. And if you know The Backrooms, we talked about this on the last stream we were on. You know, you're trapped in this ugly ass office. You know, it looks like one of those cheap ass office buildings before people have moved in. Dirty carpet, bad lighting, that green, that fluorescent green tint. You know, the kind of thing that would be depressing if you actually had to work there. But then you go there, if you fall through the cracks of reality, this is where you end up, and there's no end. I think that this is based on a creepypasta. Oh, bad wallpaper. And look at that old moldy ass carpet down there. But yeah, somebody told me last week it was based on a creepypasta, and the whole thing is, this thing goes on for like millions of miles, and you'll never find a way out unless you get lucky and stumble upon a rare door. But being that you're not supposed to be there, I mean, it's creepy enough to just be there left by yourself. You know, that's enough to just drive you wild. But then there's something hunting you, trying to eradicate you, I guess, because you're not supposed to be there. So, man, yeah, I love these concepts, man. Oh, shit, look at that. I don't even know if that's real. But, yeah, I love that they're... What kind of horror is this called? There's a category for it. What is that called? Let me see. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me. But, yeah, I can't wait for that movie, man. The cool thing about it is that you're getting these people who are coming from YouTube now, and they're being given these opportunities to direct. Liminal, that's what it's called? Liminal horror, okay. I knew there was a category for it. I never would have guessed that, by the way. There's one inside a pool gym, too. Wow. Yeah, that's the concept that I see people, they keep expanding on. I want to play this, too, but listen, I'll be honest with you. Like, I can play zombie games and ghost games, all that kind of stuff, but this weirds me the fuck out, man. I didn't play it because it just, I got claustrophobic before I even like tried to cut this on. And I have it loaded in my computer. One of the versions of the Backrooms. I was gonna play it and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. My mind just ain't ready for this. I'm the kind of person where, and maybe I guess got that great of an imagination. I don't know. I'm not bragging, but I don't believe in ghosts. And I don't believe in haunted houses. I've even looked up scientific theories as to why people think something might be haunted. And, you know, I'm always looking for the reasonable explanation. So I don't believe in any of that shit. But if you told me to sleep in a haunted house by myself at night, I couldn't do that because my mind would turn against me. My mind would be thinking there's something there the whole time when I know there isn't. I'm trying to be reasonable about it with myself, but that's the way my mind works, man. And so I couldn't cut this game on because my mind was already just messing with me. Let me see. Somebody said that's what the main character says when they're getting hunted by a ghost. I know. In every movie, that is what the main character says. And meanwhile, there's an actual ghost there. I don't believe in spirits and the supernatural. I'm a reasonable person. There's a reasonable explanation for everything. And meanwhile, there's a fucking demon running around. But I still don't believe it. But my mind says otherwise. Let's see here. Upon the release of Toy Story 5, do you think we can get a bad movie roast of Cars 2? You know what? I'm sorry. Cars 2 is a bad movie. And I know people grew up with those Cars movies. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of Cars. I think I liked the last Cars movie that came out. And I know people love Cars and Cars got good reviews. But let me see here. Is Cars 2 the one where they had the one with the spy where was it Sean Connery that did the voice? Yeah, listen, I'm not a big fan of Cars, all right, but I know a lot of people that are. But I'm sorry, Cars is terrible. Cars 2 is terrible. Yeah, it was Michael Caine as the voice. That's right. It was this whole it was a lazy ass spy story. I mean, I'll give Cars. I would give Cars a little credit for being an original world. You know, it's an original world, and it seemed like a sincere story. You know, it seemed like it was sincerely character driven. But man, this old lazy ass spy story right here. Cars 2 is one of the worst Pixar movies ever, if you ask me. It's like they just took a template, because there have been movies that have done this. Shit, but there's a movie called, I'll tell you something right here. They pretty much stole, let me see here. There's a spy spoof from Fred Flintstone. It's called A Man Called Flintstone. And it's a spy spoof. And it seemed like Cars 2 ripped off some elements from that. It's a lazy ass story. It's almost like they just want to make a Cars sequel, because John Lasseter, right? He's the one that loves cars. He actually is a car enthusiast, and just like he just wanted to make a sequel. So they just took some, not a story that is very, very, very subpar, something that Pixar would normally never touch, and just use as an excuse to get a sequel out. It's horrible. So you know what? To answer your question, yes, maybe if I can find a way to get it done, if people, it's not up to me. If people actually vote on wanting Cars 2 being roasted, I don't mind doing it. Not at all. Now Disney, they'll come in and copyright the shit out of you for using their stuff, so that's the only thing I'm worried about. But personally, because I just dislike that movie so much, hell yeah, I would love to come in and roast that. Oh, lazy ass film. Let me see here. Yeah, listen, it's even bad if it wasn't Pixar. But it's extra bad because it's Pixar. I looked at that like, Pixar, what you doing? This is not you, man. You're better than this. And then, and they made money because they had Pixar's name on it. That's another lazy thing about it. So yeah, I hate that movie. Anyway, let me see here. Oh, what else we got? Let me see. A lot of people came through with questions, so I got a little lost here. Let me see. Chris Suarez, how you doing, man? Always love seeing you in New York. Chris Suarez is the coolest guy. I give him a hard time at these shows because I'm always roasting him, but him and his family, when I go to New York to do a comedy show, him and his mom and dad, they show up every time. Like the whole family shows up, and they are so encouraging. They have a good time. I love watching. Sometimes I'll make fun of Chris, and I love watching his dad like look over and laugh at him as I'm roasting him. But Chris Suarez is such a great guy, man. I mean, when I see him, my energy just goes up and it gets ready for the show. Like if I'm having any doubts about the show, if I'm feeling nervous, I see him and I see his pretty ass mama, and his dad is all right too. No, his dad last time I didn't see him, they like, hey man, what about me? I'm like, yeah, what about you? No, his dad is cool, man. The whole family's nice. And That's who I'm talking to right now. That's whose question I'm answering. Sup again, Corey. Have you seen the clips about the whole Stefan Diggs case, where the woman who claimed that he attacked her kind of embarrassed herself? Man, you always look at these stories I have not kept up on. I do not know about this at all. At all. Stefan Diggs. Let me see here. No, I don't see anything. I don't see anything about this. The only thing I see is that he's hanging out with Cardi B. Boy, you like to gossip, Chris Suarez. I noticed that when I was in New York, he couldn't wait to. His mama had to tell him, "Boy, let him set up and get on stage." But he stopped me to talk about, who was it? That girl that got into a fight at McDonald's. Had a McDonald's beatdown. And then you were telling me about that murder that dude David did. You're like TMZ, man. Ice Spice. Yeah, he couldn't wait to tell me about Ice Spice getting beat down at McDonald's, man. Yeah. But I'll look at this. Yeah, I'll take a look at this. I have not kept up on this. He's found not. Oh, here it is. Found not guilty of strangling his former live-in chef. Jesus, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, it's a whole thing. I know nothing about it. Maybe because I don't follow sports that much. But I'll take a look at it and see what it's like. Hey, if nothing else, look, you're like my news service now, Chris Suarez. You keep me updated and give me news I haven't heard about. Let's see here. This is from Jose Vasquez. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku, Corey? She's now more popular than she ever was in 2007, as she's popping up in games like Fortnite. I think you meant to say popping up. Hatsune Miku. I do not know any Hatsune Miku. And you guys are telling me things I don't know about. You filling me up to date on stuff. But we can look up who this Hatsune Miku is. Wait a minute. Is she that, I'm looking at this picture now, is she that virtual character that has like fills arenas? It's like she's she's not real. She's like a holographic. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, okay, that is her. Yes, I've seen that. That's crazy to me, man. Yeah, I've seen this character before. Let me turn this down. Yeah, like it's a virtual character, and they do a hologram of her. And the reason why I know her because I've seen videos of her where she has filled, like this right here, she has filled arenas, and she's not even real. Like there she is right there. And I thought that was cool because I was thinking, now y'all know like I'm a huge fan of gorillas. And Gorillaz is like one of the first huge, if not the biggest, and the one and only biggest virtual band out there. Like Hatsune Miku, like she's I guess she considered to be a solo act, but as far as a band goes, Gorillaz is like, I guess, your first really huge virtual band. And I always thought, man, I like when Gorillaz go tour and they have the actual flesh and blood, real life band out there because, you came to see a concert. You didn't come to see because I remember seeing Gorillaz for the first time, and it was in a fairly large arena, but they weren't doing as big as they were now. Even though you had people who people already know, like the leader of Blur wasn't Damon Albarn and people like that. He's a huge name in music, but Gorillaz was still something pretty fresh and new. And when I first saw Gorillaz, they tried to keep up the appearance of a virtual band, and the real people just being behind the scenes are non-existent. And so what they did was they just they did like a projection. The band played behind a screen, and they just did a projection of like maybe some parts of the music videos, the animated music videos, and then they did like just showing the characters just kind of like it was almost like a screensaver sometimes. And I saw what they were trying to do, but I was like, all right, that's not what you come to see a concert for. You don't come to watch a screen. You can do that at home on your fucking computer or your TV. But later, the band started playing. But then they did let me see here. They did a live show with Madonna, of all things. It was kind of baffling. I don't understand why they did that. But the characters were holograms. And they did this. It was at the MTV Awards, and the characters were holograms. And they played. They looked like 3D characters on stage. Madonna was actually dancing around them, which is still fucking weird. But the point is, I always thought, even though I love seeing the live band play, why can't they do something like this? Every now and then, have the characters be holograms like that, and come out and actually, be able to like look like they're actually on stage, look like they're actually, physical characters. I always thought that would be cool, man. Somebody did it with Tupac too. So I was like, Gorillas can do it. I'm sure it's expensive to do, because that's one character right there. I'm sure that they could, it's expensive and hard to do when it's several characters, but I would like to see them just do like just 1 year, like one time a year, one main event where the characters come out and they look like this. Because I think this is a cool concept. The only thing I feel weird about is like this is it's supposed to be like a 16-year-old girl, I believe, and I think some guys are kind of like they get they're horny for her, which is always weird. But other than that, I think this is a cool thing. Like an animated character live on stage performing. Some people they scoff at it. They criticize it. I think it's kind of cool, and I would love to see like other things do that. And I know why people are saying it's weird, because it's not a real person. But with me being an animator and loving cartoons, I probably have a bias towards this. So yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, I'm not surprised that she's in Fortnite. In fact, I would say what took her so long. But I wish other people would do it. I wish Gorillas would do it, man. I think that would be amazing. Anyway, let me see here. This is Mark S. Carter. Have you guys considered doing a live show panel at San Diego Comic-Con? You know what? I would love to do a show at Comic-Con if I could figure out how to do it. I don't know the logistics of it. We used to do booths when we were in Spill. We used to do booths. I don't like doing booths. I'm not criticizing it. For me, and believe me, I'm not criticizing anybody, because, it's going to sound demeaning what I'm saying, and it's not. But I just feel desperate when I'm at a booth, because I'm trying to get people to pay attention, and I'm trying to sell shirts and all that kind of stuff. And I would rather just do a show instead of trying to, hawk, swag and sit up there begging people, hey, handing out flyers, look at Spill. Or, sorry, Double Toasted. Hey, Double Toasted, look at this. I don't know. That's just, I like performing. I don't like sitting behind a booth and waiting for people to pay attention to me. I like being on stage and performing. So yeah, if I could figure out how to do that, if somebody could tell me how to do that, like, is there a process to apply for that? Is there a certain stage where you can ask for time to do something like that? I would love to do that, man. But I don't know how to, I don't know how. To me, it just seems like Comic-Con is so packed and it's so competitive to like get space to do anything. I don't know how I would be able to do it. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me see here. Let's see here. But if anybody can tell me how to do it, I would definitely try to do it for that or any other kind of convention. I know. Who else was I talking to? There are people who do conventions all the time. And I would love to. I would love to go, and I would even like to do panels and whatnot. I just don't want to sit behind a booth. That's all. But if somebody can tell me how to do it, I'll try. Let me see here. All right, let's see. Oh, Let's see what we got. What do you think about the trend of pop stars now becoming actresses? Today it was announced that Ray is going to be doing a new movie called Lineage. Man, listen, that has been... Actresses are singers becoming actresses. That's nothing, man. That's been happening for a long time. Let me just name off some people: Cher, Barbara Streisand, Mary J. Blige. Let's go back to. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull up a picture here. Maybe let's go way back with it. Judy Garland, man. Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. I believe she was also a singer. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was an actress who transitioned into singing, but she sang in the movie. But I'm sure she was a singer, was known for her singing before acting. So, yeah, man. I would say Elvis. Elvis wasn't the best actor. But, yeah. I mean, it's not just actresses. It's not just female singers and pop stars. I mean, it's a lot of people. A lot of people have made that transition. Let me see here. There was a guy. I'm gonna look him up right here. You've had, man, that is as old as entertainment. People who do music transitioning to movies. Let me see here. And it wasn't just movies either. I'm gonna try to see if I can find. Let me see here. Rick Springfield. Y'all don't know who Rick Springfield is. Rick Springfield was just in that show, The Beauty. But this guy was on a soap opera, General Hospital. So, but maybe he transitioned from being an actor to a musician. But anyway, those lines have always crossed. People are naming names right now in the chat. So many. Brandy, Mandy Moore, Donnie Wahlberg, Will Smith. Jesse's Girl is a song that, very good. Who mentioned that? Orion's Angel, yeah. Frank Sinatra, Danny fucking Kaye, somebody said, yeah. Somebody else mentioned your man, Chris Christopherson. Yeah, this is nothing new at all. So I don't, when people ask me about how I feel about rappers becoming actors, or musicians becoming actors, it's like it's been going on for so long. It's almost the same as nepotism. It's just, and I don't have any complaints. If you can make that transition and if you can act and you can sing, no waste of talent. Do it, man. Miley Cyrus, yeah, man. Jackie Chan, was Jackie Chan ever a singer, man? I can believe it, because over in China, they love to sing, man. Ice Cube, some of these people ain't the greatest actors, but Ice Cube, DMX, Harry Connick Jr. Harry Connick Jr. was the voice of, he did a voice in Iron Giant. And he actually wasn't bad. He was also in a couple of romantic comedies. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. We can go all day with that. Let's see what else we got here. Let me see. This is somebody gave me said I didn't play that hype train. I'm sorry. If I didn't see your hype train, I apologize. Let's see here. Yeah, whoever left that, I'm so sorry. I will try to find your hype train. I'll tell you what, send me that hype train again, and I will do my best to find it and play it. I always try to show people work so hard on these hype trains, and most of them are excellent. They do. We have some great editors in our community right here. This is from Chaz Felix. What's up, Corey? Been following DT since 2018. Thank you so much, man. It always makes me feel good when people and I'm not trying to sit back and talk bad about Spill at all. I'm very grateful for Spill.com, but it just makes me feel good when people tell me that they did not find me through Spill, but they found us through Double Toasted. Makes me even feel better when people say I didn't even know what Spill was until you mentioned it. Not again, I'm not trying to shit on Spill. That that gave me that period of my life gave me a lot. But it's just nice to know because it makes me feel like we really are making a name for ourselves with this. We're not riding off the back of something else before us. Let's see here. This is from G. Colby, $5. What has been the worst movie y'all roasted on the Bad Movie Roast? Like the most painful to sit through? I told you, man. Y'all can probably tell me the most recent one, but I still go back to The Love Guru. The Love Guru is the one that made me mad all over again watching it. Love Guru, and I think Mike Myers is an amazingly talented guy, but that movie was just his fame and ego getting to him. It felt like, and the movie just felt smug. And I was so mad watching this. I hated that. Somebody said, what the fuck is Spill? Good man. Somebody said, never has love been so hated. And yeah, I really despise that. That movie and I hardly ever get mad at movies these days. I am a more calm person. I do not take movies that seriously. But just watching that, it just bugged the shit out of me. Because it's one thing to be smug, but be able to back up all your jokes. I mean, if you're that good, go ahead, be smug. It's a little egotistical, but go ahead, do it. You earned it. But the jokes in this were just not funny. And Mike Myers was just mugging through the whole movie like don't you look at it? Yeah, hey, don't you love me? Hey, wasn't that funny? Ain't I great? That's what it felt like. That's the movie that humbled him, by the way. Somebody said he was never that good. It didn't. Listen, I'm not gonna say that. I think he's an excellent comic, man. I think he's a very talented guy. But like I said, sometimes people start to coast. People start to they have a streak of success. I mean, he had, Wayne's World, even though that wasn't, the second movie wasn't all that great, I don't think. But then he had, the Austin Powers movies. The guy was riding off a high. You get to that point where you think hey, you know what? Anything I do is funny. In other words, my shit don't stink. My shit is actually hilarious. And I don't know. That was a movie where he hit a wall thinking hey, anything I do, any little nasty joke. It was just, the whole thing was just juvenile. Farts and boogers and, and I was just I can deal with that kind of stuff if there's some cleverness or if it's actually that funny, but it was not. It was not. Let's see here. But if anybody can think of, I know there's probably one I said I recently saw that was painful to get through. It was hard, but we made it happen. Can anybody remind me what that is? Date Movie. Yes, Date Movie is another one where I was just oh my God, I hate those Freeberg and Seltzer films, and this was, boy, and it, this was a refresher. Sometimes you forget how much you just hate something. And that's the only reason why I was thankful for watching this. It was just a reminder of how much hate I have in my heart sometimes. Because I never want to have that hate for anything else. That's a poison. But for that movie right there, I said, yeah, this is a hate I'd never want to wish on anything else. Yeah, that was painful. Date Movie was painful. That was hard. I was mad at y'all for a little while for putting me through it. Then we did the roast and had a great time, and we had some laughs. That's the only redeeming thing about some of these roasts that we do when they're painful. Now, those are the only two that I really remember just hurting through. Let me see here. Get Rich or Die Trying. Man, that one was bad. It was kind of hard, but it wasn't like this. Let's see what else we got here. Time is it, y'all? 9:24. Let's see. We have here. That was G. Colby. We got Suarez. And what are your thoughts on Trump getting a new golden statue at Mar-a-Lago, which the boys kind of predicted recently? Man, I got that story all day. Well, this is one of the things we're going to talk about on What Up Son tonight, and we were doing it. But Let me see here. So yeah, they had this Trump gold statue. And yes, that you can see right there, it was predicted by the boys. Now, this is on a golf course, and I think that's bad enough. Like if I wouldn't, if a golf course, if I was a golfer and I belonged to a country club, if they put up a gold Trump statue, I would quit that day. I wouldn't go there. And I know that seems kind of petty, and a lot of people who are pro-Trump would be like, "Oh, look at you, got that Trump whatever syndrome." Man, listen, the whole thing about this worship of Trump is really bothering me. It goes beyond politics. This whole thing about people just with this cult mentality with Trump is disturbing to me, and I want no part of it. And I'm getting to the point where I want no part of people who do worship Trump. Your politics are different than mine. Okay, if you got some real policy to talk about, that's fine. But if you are of the cult of Trump, like if you just worship this dude, like I don't want to be around you, man. Because to me, I think you're fucking mentally ill. Call me judgmental. I don't care. But this goes worse, man. It's on a golf course. On a golf course, so I'm like, all right, whatever. But let me see here, man. The whole thing with this statue, it goes beyond that because, let's see. There is a religious aspect to this. Yeah, it's because it was the pastor. And it was a pastor that brought all these people out. Let me see here. Let me see if I can actually find an image of this guy. He looks like a black kingpin. He's another one of these. What is up with all these black pastors looking like the kingpin, man? That dude there was another dude that was following Trump. All these black pastors, they all look like the black kingpin, like almost the Michael Clark Duncan version from Daredevil with Ben Affleck. But man, it was this dude and it was another dude who was writing nasty things on porn channels, commenting, just saying some real nasty shit, who was trying to run for office, and he had to quit because people found his nasty stuff. He looked like a black kingpin too. But here it is, Pastor Mark Burns. Oh, house Negro ass pastor who had the nerve, I can't play the video, but he had the nerve to pull these people out in front of this gold statue right here on this golf course and give a sermon while people are praying. They got their heads down, and it looks like they are worshiping the statue right here. I mean, they are actually, let me see if I can find this, man. Fuck it, I'm just gonna have to like take a chance here. And you know, maybe I might get copyrighted here, but let me see here, man. Cause y'all gotta see this. You got to see this whole thing where there's this dude.
The pastor who
no, we don't want to work any sounds right here. But man, let me see if I can find this. I'm trying to find the video. Sorry, y'all. This is live. If I do decide to put this up on YouTube, I'll just have to edit around it. Sorry for being so quiet here and all the, these lulls that I'm going through right here. But I'm trying to find this gold statue, man. Oh, let me see. And I want you to see all these people worshiping this, man. Well, let me see here. Oh, people. Sam, somebody gave me this today. Oh. If I can't find it, I'm just going to stop. But oh, man. I can't find it here. Maybe somebody can send it to me in the chat. Somebody probably. But there's a reason why I want to show you this. Oh, let me see here. Let me see. Oh, man. Let me see. Maybe this is the one. Oh. But you could see people out here. I wanted to find a video where the people were praying. They got Trump like shrouded. and like a robe. And people are like they're out there hand in hand. Maybe this is the one. Oh, I can't find it, y'all. Let me see here. And he's actually on the phone. Let me see, man. Somebody might send this to me. Once I find this. Let me see. Yeah, maybe this is it. Here it is. All these people around here. Yeah, all these people around here got their heads bowed while this pastor's over here. He's actually on the phone with Trump at one point. You know, and this isn't the one. It was one where people actually had their heads down and they were praying with him while they had the statue up. And this man had the nerve to ask, why are people turning to atheism more? Why are people turning from religion? And it's, you know, and I had to, you know, look at this and be like, man, it's because of you, you fucking idiot. Because people see you worshiping this, what they call the golden calf, a false idol. And, you know, that's why I don't get about religious people now. Like, listen, if I was religious, which I'm not, and this just confirms why I'm not. I mean, this doesn't help. I will never be religious looking at this kind of shit. But it just, you know, if I was religious, this would definitely be something where I would at least start thinking, this ain't what I thought it was. You know, I mean, this seems a little hypocritical. All these people who are trying to talk down on us and talk about non-believers or talk about people living their wicked ways, pretty much just being self-righteous and judgmental. They're all hypocrites. A lot of these people are, even without the statue, they're sitting around worshiping this dude. But the fact that some so-called Christians can sit up here and condone this, they can actually make excuses for this. Y'all are going to hell. If you, like, I don't believe in heaven or hell, but if there is a hell, my question to you is, do you believe in hell? Because if you do, if you honestly in your heart believe that, like you tell everybody else, that's where you are going. You are going straight to hell. Because that's one of the main things. Listen, there's a lot of things that we can talk about with God and his mysterious ways. You know, you ask people like, hey, why did this happen? Why did he let that happen? And people answer with, well, the Lord works in mysterious ways. But one thing that ain't mysterious is that God, and I'm gonna put it in a way I ain't gonna like, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. He said, you better kiss my ass. Now that's not in the Bible, but God says, I better be the one. You better not be praying to any other false god out there. You better not even think about doing that. You better kiss my ass. God, I even think he said he's a jealous God. God don't play when it comes to you know, God is like a jealous boyfriend. You know, if he finds out you dating somebody else, he'll kick the door down at your house and come in there and murder you. God does not like you paying attention to any other god, especially false gods. And that is exactly what is happening here with this. So if you are someone who's religious, if you are someone who believes in God, who believes in the Bible, you say that you are a true Christian, and especially if you're one of those people who says a lot of this, no, it is not interpretation. It is real. You know, the snake, the apple, the flood, the Noah and the ark, and, you know, all that stuff. You know, if you believe, if for you say, no, there's no metaphor for that. That was real. So if you believe it that hard, then you better believe your ass is gonna burn for eternity if you were worshiping a fucking statue of Trump. Dude's just a man. He's just, I mean, yeah, he's a billionaire. Yeah, he's the president, but he ain't no God. And God will tell you that. You mean to tell me, I told y'all not to worship any false gods or idols, and you sit up here worshiping a fucking grifter and a con man? Oh, you better believe your ass is gonna burn. You're just going to be on a constant loop through all the 7 levels of hell. Yeah, man, what am I doing? This is ridiculous, man. And what's even more disgusting is this dude. If anybody goes to this church, if anybody's following, if you're a part of the flock of this Pastor Mark Burns, another black fucking kingpin, who, by the way, might as well be the kingpin because he's corrupt too. That dude, I can trust you. He's in Trump's pocket. That guy's not doing this because of any work for God. He's not doing this because of anything holy about this. There is some connection, some favors, some business deal, something he's got going on with Trump. And that's why, because Trump was on the phone with him, thanking him. He had, he's building this statue right here. He's in his pocket somehow, some kind of way. There's nothing godly or holy about what this man is doing. And if you were following this man, you are being led straight into hell right along with his black ass. And I put black ass in emphasis right there because being a black pastor at this moment, at this time, in the beginning when Trump came in office, we gave you a little slack, all right? We didn't like it. It wasn't cool, that is, if you were black and voted for Trump. But hey, everybody said, listen, we'll see where this goes. And now you see what's happening here. This is an administration that's trying to bring back Jim Crow. They're getting rid of, trying to diminish voting rights, and who knows what they'll try to chip away after that. There's been evidence of so much racism in this administration, and meanwhile, this dude is sitting up here kissing his golden ass. Fuck that guy. I hope there is a hell just so he can go. I mean, I'll probably be there with him, but hey, at least I'm real with mine. I'm not trying to sit up here and deceive people, talk about I'm doing something in the name of God, like this man is. It's totally lying. I mean, it's shameful. You're pretty much just a fucking Bojangle shucking and jiving, stepping, fetching ass house Negro, man. That's all you are. That's all you are. You fat fuck. That goes for you Latinos too out there. Latinos and blacks for Trump. Now they trying to take away our rights. They're rounding y'all up. Get the fuck out of here, man. A lot of these people, and this is nothing against our white viewers in our community or anything like that, because believe me, I'm all about everyone. I'm so disappointed in the way things are today. I'm going to tell you something, man. I am so depressed about the way things are. I'm Gen X, okay? Gen X was I grew up in when I became like a young adult, right when I hit like my, when I went to college around 19 years old. And when I was 19, I was in my 20s. Yeah, things weren't perfect, but it seemed like there was a generation that was coming up post segregation. It seemed like we were coming up and actually having an understanding, like, yeah, we're all people, man. We were going to all kind of concerts, and black people were expanding and going to rock concerts, and white people going to hip hop concerts, and we were all mixing up in between, and it seemed like we were just breaking down barriers. And now I see today this administration, but worse than that, I see young people. I see young people out there who are just being brainwashed into being some of the most despicable, racist ass people, which in some of the most ignorant ways. There was a girl who was, I forgot her name, and if I put this up as a video, I'll tell, hey, James, find a picture of this chick. I'll help you find her, man. But there's some chick who was talking about, she's like early 20s, maybe mid 20s, and she's talking about how, I remember when people said red birds stick with red birds and blue birds stick with blue birds, and why can't people be like that? Why can't blacks stick with blacks, and why can't whites stick with whites and everybody else stick to themselves? And we all be cool, which of course that's bullshit, because all that means is, whites stick with whites and then let's try to shit on everybody else. But she had the nerve to come back and say, by the way, y'all, let's keep it classy. Like, if you hang out, if you're not a segregationist, you have no class. Meanwhile, this bitch is the most classless person and ignorant person I've ever seen saying that. And it just, I talked about this dude, Chud the Builder, the other day, walking around harassing people with racism. And, there's more. This whole movement of of young influencers out there talking about how Hitler was cool. What the fuck is going on, y'all? What is happening? You mean we can make these amazing things like the internet and AI and robots and all this shit, but we can't get past petty shit like fucking race? It depresses me because I thought music was bringing us together. I thought culture was bringing us together. You know, we all like anime and we're growing up with cool movies that we all like. And for some reason, our stupid asses find a way to just separate each other. And not only just separate each other, just be shitty to each other. I don't fucking get it, man. I really don't get it. And for all you fucking religious people out there, shut the fuck up. You have no right to go around telling anybody about how they live their lives, and you following, you sit up here worshiping an actual golden calf, or a golden jackass in this case right here. I don't fucking get it, man. You have no right to tell anybody when you have a one-way ticket, fast-tracked, straight to hell. Don't you dare tell anybody. Don't you dare talk to anybody today about how they live their lives or how wicked they are. Or hey, you need to go to church. What, the church of worship in this piece of shit? Nah, man. People, get your shit together. Wake up. Why are we sitting up here falling for this? This grift right here. Why are we letting it just tear our lives apart and turn against each other? Because I'm going to close with this. I know I've been on a rant. Because while we're down here fighting over stupid shit, while we're down here worshiping actual idols and gold calves, these rich people are laughing because they know what they're doing. They know they're tearing us apart, and they're tearing us apart because it's easier to grift us and rip us off and control us while they just... Why do you think there's income inequality like it is right now? Because nobody's fighting for what they should have. Nobody's fighting for proper health care. Nobody's fighting for, what was promised to us right now. Cheaper groceries. You know, nobody's worried about the standard of living and the fact that the middle class is just being chipped away while the poor get poor and the richer get richer, and we let it happen. You know what I mean? I don't get it, man. Gas prices gone up because of a stupid ass war that this dude started, and we still fighting each other. And meanwhile, people are living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. They have no savings, and yet we're sitting up here worried about immigrants, and we're worried about what the blacks are doing, and rich people laughing at poor people. I mean, I don't fucking understand it, man. I don't. I really don't. We need to get ourselves together, and that should be the first sign that that's the case right here. And the hell with this dude. And in addition to false idols, man, y'all need to follow. Y'all need to like make sure that you be very, very aware of these fake pastors out there, because they're just as bad. They know what they're doing. Why you think we have mega churches now? Ask yourself, do you really need a church with a Starbucks? Do you really need a church that's set up like a damn concert venue? Do you really need that? If Jesus was here today, and again, this is coming from a person who's not even religious. If Jesus was here today, Jesus would not go build some fucking church with a roller coaster in it. All right? Jesus would find a modest place. Jesus could go and sit on a rock and preach, because he's not about that kind of materialism. If that's what you're following today, you're probably going to hell. Just telling you like it is. You might want to get used to it. Start soaking in some boiling water. All right. Anyway, I went off, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop I have to stop the stream on YouTube because I gotta stop pretty soon. I gotta go somewhere. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. But I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. But let me go in and stop this right here. And folks, I appreciate you being here. Sorry I went off on that rant right there, but I just feel very passionate about that, man. It's just, I just hate it. I just hate it, man. And it just baffles me how people are just fooled, by this stuff. But anyway, I'll finish answering the questions over on Twitch, and you guys just come over there. And I really thank you for your support right now. And I will see you very soon. Where is my... All right. See you soon. And for those who don't make it over to Twitch, well, I'll see you again. Stay toasty. Bye-bye. All right.